is impossible. That is absolutely impossible what he just did. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
Welcome. It's Championship Sunday. I'm excited. I'm in not one, not two, not three, but 4 championship games today. That's what I'm talking about. I'm Jamar. I'm with my brother Deshaun. How you feeling today?
Man, not as good as you, bro. I'm hanging in there. I'm super nervous today. I cannot lie. I'm in a couple of dog fights in the 2 leagues that I did make the finals in. But this is why we play the game. This is what keeps us interested. This is what we play for, bro. So other than that, how are you feeling today, man?
Man, you already know I'm good. I feel like I got some early. Well, I ain't gonna say early Christmas gifts, but as far as this, I definitely had some presents happen my way. All right, with all that being said, let's get into the first gift that I was granted. So on Christmas Day, we had the Vikings at the Saints, and in one of the 4 leagues in our main league, I am an Alvin Kamara owner. And so with all that being said, let me just read off this stat line here.
Okay.
So let's see. Alvin Kamara, 22 carries, 156 yards, 6 rushing touchdowns. I didn't even get into the past three catches for 17 yards. So I'm sitting there watching the game. First touchdown, cool. Second touchdown, I'm like, all right, he's feeling himself. Then he got a third one before the half. I'm like, man, like he like I'm good. Like I feel like I definitely got my money's worth out of him. So then the second half came around, the 4th touchdown. I'm like, man, he's on a tear. Then that 5th one happened. Like I instantly like completely stopped watching the Brooklyn Boston game. I'm focused on this NFL game. And then that 6th touchdown, like he was supposed to score, and then all of a sudden Taysom Hill came in. I'm like, I thought he was done. And then all of a sudden they get the ball back. They put him in the game, and they in the red zone, and all of a sudden he scores a 6th touchdown doing snow angels in the end zone. I'm like, Christmas is here, like for real.
Man, that was like fantastic, especially for Kamara owners. Man, it's like the talk around the NFL town right now. Considering whenever you can tie a record like 6 rushing touchdowns in one game, everybody's going to be talking about it. That just gave Kamara owners a heavy boost. It's much needed, man, and it's got you sitting pretty right now, bro. For a league in which you haven't won in quite some time, always been in the mix, but you haven't been able to get over that hump. And like you said, Christmas, what a Christmas gift, bro. What a Christmas gift for you.
Man, big facts, man. Like for those that don't know, like in this league, this is our main league. We've been doing this league for at least 10 years, right? That's what it feels like, maybe more than that.
Yes.
I started fantasy football back in 2007. I think our league started probably like 2009, 10, somewhere around there. And man, like I feel like I won like in the beginning, but it's definitely been a roller coaster. I made the playoffs every year. I'm averaging a championship game or 3rd place finish in at least the last 6 years or so. And now I'm on the cusp. I'm right there. I don't want to count my chickens too early, but I'm right there between Kamara, Waller. I mean, Drew Brees. I mean, he kind of laid an egg for me in a sense, but the fact that shout out to LexCorp because his team is still loaded.
Yes.
Jacobs only gave him 6 points. The Miami defense only gave him 2 points. Matt Prater only gave him 1 point. So that right there, his 3 players combined for 9, my 3 players combined for 79. That's the big difference right now.
Facts.
So yeah. Thank you, Kamara. I'm forever grateful. Forever grateful.
Right on, bro.
All right. So we're gonna get into another game that was handing out gifts left and right. It was, a day late, but I mean, sometimes, when you go shopping on the day after Christmas, you find a whole bunch of sales. And with that being said, we gonna get into this Tampa and Detroit recap here. So Tampa basically looked like the team that we thought they, can be. when it's fully loaded and fully like clipped up and ready to disperse. And
Right.
that's exactly what happened. Like, so in one of the leagues, in my second league that I'm in for a championship, I have Tom Brady. He did his thing, 348 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. He actually had a perfect QB rating all in the first half. He didn't even play the second half. So had he kept playing, it just definitely been icing on the cake. But I mean, he definitely, anybody that started him, he did you justice for sure. And then let's just get into everybody else. Fournette, 34 yards for a touchdown, and he also had 3 catches for 32 yards. So he definitely panned out there. Mike Evans, anybody who have Mike Evans,
Whew.
10 catches, 181, 2 touchdowns. You're welcome. Even Antonio Brown, 4 catches, 35 yards in the touchdown. Chris Godwin, he almost had a second touchdown, but five catches, 84 yards in a touchdown. Gronk, 2 catches, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So both his catches were for touchdowns. So
incredible, bro. Incredible. And like you and I was talking about offline, bro, it's like if you own any skill player from that team, you got to be grinning from ear to ear right now. Even like bro, they could have played the water boy from that team and he would have got a touchdown in that game. Like that's how bad the Detroit Lions defense is. And I'm not taking away anything from that Buccaneers offense because these guys had it going. I understand that the injury to Matt Stafford had something to do with their ability to push the ball downfield. But Brady and those boys, man, they was looking like they were right on cue. They was looking hungry. I truly do believe that it was a smart thing that they took Brady out of that game early. Go ahead and conserve him up so nobody's not taking no shots at that guy. But still being able to get your fantasy owners 29 points, man, in the first half, didn't even throw in the second half, man. That's insane, man. So anyone who owns any one of these skill players, man, Christmas gift for sure.
Indeed. And in the third league that I'm in for the championship, I have Fournette, Godwin, and Antonio Brown all started.
TD's galore right there. It's always a good thing when you can look. If losing fantasy football game sucks, right? But when you can go back and see that at least every one of your skill positions scored a TD, it makes losing that much better, knowing that you at least played the right guys.
Yeah, it kind of like aids the wound a little bit.
It does. So the second game from yesterday. Look, we called this, as in we posted this on IG. So when we're on IG, we post players for that particular day that we feel like that's going to have a big one. And Jeff Wilson Jr. definitely did that for sure. 22 carries, so he definitely touched the ball. Matter of fact, he had as many carries as Beathard had pass attempts. So insane.
That's how much of he was involved in the game. 22 carries, 183 yards. He had 1 catch, but that catch went for 21 yards and a touchdown. So anybody that started Jeff Wilson Jr., we're gonna get into that in a second. He gave you 27.4 points. So me and you, we are actually Jeff Wilson owners here.
We are
in two different leagues. So in the championship game that I'm playing against you, I accidentally had him on my bench, got distracted, but it is what it is. And you have him in another league.
Yes, I do. And he's on my bench as well. I was like flirting with the idea between Wilson Jr. and Carson. And I remember you and I were talking a little bit offline, and you were saying that it looks like Wilson is going to get the start nod, considering that most of this is playing. So everyone knows that the Niners like to pound the football. I kind of figured that he was going to get a minimum of 25 touches. And whenever Jeff Wilson has that much production, he has done well for fantasy owners, man. I knew he was going to do well. I mean, I was willing to bank money that he was going to be able to find the end zone, but I didn't think he would do this well, Jamar.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I know the Cardinals' defense is like in the middle of the pack or whatnot, but to have as many rushing attempts as the quarterback had passing attempts, I did not see that coming at all. But nevertheless, yeah, if you started them, you definitely feeling good about yourself there.
So I'm not sure how true it is, man. So we all know that George Kittle came back, right? And he looked pretty dang good up in that football game. It looks like he didn't miss a beat. Now, granted, they were playing with a third string quarterback at that point, but I saw what I saw what Kittle said, on like Twitter, or I don't know where it was. He said he was doing this for Bears Nation. Growing up, he was a Chicago Bear fan. So how do you feel about that? I see you rocking the hoodie right now, which is clean right now. So looks like you guys control your own destiny. How you feel, bro?
I mean, I feel good. It's been a roller coaster ride for my team, man. Like we started off strong, and then we had some turmoil in the middle of the year. Last couple of weeks, we got our act together. Actually, got a running game here. Mitchell Trubisky look like he looks like he's definitely back against the ropes, playing for his life right now. We looking good. Got Jacksonville later. We'll discuss that in a little bit. But we control our own fate. Got to win today, and then we'll discuss next week. But nevertheless, I'm feeling good, man.
I feel you, bro.
Right. Oh, good morning, man.
Brandon, what's good, bro?
Yeah, he surely did, man. He surely did.
I thought that was pretty dope. Like when I saw it afterwards, and I'm like, man, Bears Nation, man. I'm quite sure that they got this big smile on their face. Hashtag Bear Down. Why not, man? Why not?
At one time. Oh man. But really quick on the Cardinals side, Kyler Murray. He definitely did not put up Kyler Murray-esque numbers in this game.
And Kyler Murray is known to play well against San Francisco. In every game he has played, I believe, against San Francisco, he's posted 20 plus fantasy points. I would have to definitely go back and check that stat, but like he's played fantastic against them. I guess that was enough tape for them to go back and see the things that he has done well. So it looks like they made some adjustments. And I played Kyler Murray. I played Kyler Murray over Josh Allen. And hopefully it does not come back to bite me in the butt. It was I know Josh Allen has a tough matchup, and we'll get into that like a little bit later. But Kyler Murray definitely was a letdown. We know DeAndre Hopkins exited that football game as well, but he returned and he was subpar. Arizona Cardinals offense did not look like the same electric offense that we have been accustomed to seeing, Jamar.
Facts. So I mean, for fantasy owners, definitely dropped the ball. And then also as far as their playoff hopes, I mean, they definitely dropped the ball on that. So, I mean, we'll see how the rest of the season pans out for the Cards. Now, this here was like basically if you watch the last 4 minutes of this game, like you was in for a thriller. With all that being said, the Raiders, they basically gave this game away and deserved to be eliminated from the playoffs. That's my opinion. But if you owned Nelson Agholor or Darren Waller, you're definitely feeling really good about yourself. Agholor, 5 catches, 155 yards, and a touchdown, which includes an 85-yard touchdown. That drove a stake through one of my hearts in my fourth league that I'm in the championship in, that 16-teamer. Mm-hmm. I'm here like, okay, Agholor, he's not going to get off. Yeah, he got off. So he dropped 26 on me in that one. And then Waller, which I have in the same team with Kamara, but also going against Waller in that 16-team, he put up 5 catches for 112 yards. So, I mean, they balled out, man. And then I guess the only person for Miami that really came to play was Myles Gaskins, 87 yards on the ground, 5 catches for 82 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the receiving game. So those are the ones that definitely shine some light on your teams here. Any thoughts?
Man, so I got to give a shout out to my boy Chris, because I believe Agholor was like a last-second pickup for him due to the injury of Higgins from Cleveland. So, man, he like added him like legit at the last second. Like you, I am playing against both Darren Waller, which I pretty much expected from Waller. Waller is Waller. Like, he's been fantastic all year. But Nelson Agholor, if anyone had played him as of yesterday, you gotta be, feeling pretty good about yourself, because I'm quite sure that he doubled his expectation in fantasy output. So
easily. And And crazy thing is, like, when he was on the Eagles, he was known for dropping balls all the time, and he's definitely making the most out of his situation now. So, in that regard, I'm happy for the guy. Just yesterday, I could have done without. And then, we got hashtag bear down. Thank you, Kyler Murray. Maybe the Cardinals are not as good as we think they are. Their offense struggles and their inconsistencies. Maybe it's finally caught up to them, and totally agree with me about the Raiders. But Aguilar is a beast. What an acquisition.
Yeah, that was definitely a huge acquisition for him. Sometimes it takes, a player a little bit while longer to get acclimated, and sometimes it, takes a change of scenery in order for a player to be the player that they picked him to be. I believe Aguilar was a pretty high pick by Philly.
He was.
First rounder, right, Jamar?
Yep.
So it looks like that guy's panning out, and they said that they are going to do everything they can to keep him.
I feel like somehow the Raiders at times find these diamond in the rough type players that just like hit the scene and they just go. Like, I don't know. It has that appeal for them. All right. So that's enough with the recaps here. We're going to get into some news and injuries. So news, whatever reason, it feels like the Cleveland Browns wide receivers is basically pulled what the Denver Broncos quarterbacks did a few weeks ago. Somebody, was a high contact, and then they all at high risk, and therefore you have no Jarvis Landry, no Rashard Higgins, and with somebody else on that wide receiver core. They're down 3 receivers off bat. And, Odell Beckham's been out the whole time, so that's technically 4 receivers. So you're now looking at practice squad players and people that you pick up from the Walmart cashiers out. So, what's your thoughts? Because in one of the leagues I'm in, one of the guys have Jarvis Landry, so I kind of like inadvertently benefit from that, but still, that's wild.
Well, I think if you watch Cleveland Brown games, like they do rely heavily on like two tight end sets as well as running the football. So I think we're gonna get a lot of Nick Chubb today. We're gonna get a lot of Kareem Hunt today. So I don't think it's gonna impact them as much. Maybe in those crucial situations in which they look for Jarvis Landry to make that crucial third down catch. I think that's when they're gonna miss those pass catchers the most. But they have been doing a good job of playing smash mouth football and giving it to those 2 terrific backs. And and that just bodes well for Baker Mayfield, who is known to turn the football over. They're trying to do everything they can to minimize turnovers and kind of limit what Baker does offensively. So I don't think we're going to see too much of a drop off. And granted, they are playing against the New York Jets.
True. And so as far as other injury reports is concerned, James Robinson, the spectacular rookie from Jacksonville, he's out. CEH is not playing. Tyler Boyd, Julio Jones and Michael Thomas have been a disappointment this year based on Duke Johnson, Terry McLaurin. That hurt me a little bit, especially against you. That hurt, but it is what it is. Next man up. That's the name of the league. Keenan Allen is a true game time decision today. And then expected to play, we got Tyreek Hill, Antonio Gibson, who's actually going to have a sizable workload. Hollywood Brown, Allen Robinson, Ezekiel Elliott expected to play. So, this is Championship Sunday, man.
Yes. Yes.
So, some key players rather that's on your team that's out. I would say this: if you have any one of these guys, at least now. And not scrambling at the last minute to find a replacement. And I know the waiver wire and the pool is, not as fluid as it probably been a few weeks ago, but you can still probably find some replacement players if needed.
I don't know, man. It's pretty shallow waters out there, even from guys who aren't inside the playoffs. Like I looked in the pool, I'm like, why is this guy, picking someone else up and he's not even inside the finals? But granted, I get it. Some other people have different things going on in their consolation brackets, how that's, set up and things of that nature. But yeah, man, I think the main takeaway away from this whole injury report is Keenan Allen, because that is huge, and hopefully everyone has a backup plan for that, since he is indeed a true game time decision.
Indeed. So really quick before we start, going to run down with previewing previewing games for today.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so just a quick update here. We're gonna, showcase our matchup since we did indeed make the finals in our destination fantasy league.
It's only right, man, right?
It is. We had to do it. Otherwise, it's like, why are we here? So with that being said, let's pull this up. All right, so I had Tom Brady, I had Antonio Brown, Brandon Ayuk. So I'm still upset about that one because Jeff Wilson Jr. is sitting on the bench right there. But Dalvin Cook, he had a solid game. I know you was hoping for a little bit more, and I'm glad he didn't give it to you. But
yeah, same, bro. I thought he was going to at least give me 22 points. That's what we're known to expect from Dalvin Cook. But again, he found the end zone, and at that point, it was good enough for me. So the George Kittle thing. So as we saw on the injury report, Antonio Gibson, I wasn't sure whether he was going to play or not. I did not want to take no chances, especially playing against you. So I just inserted George Kittle into the mix there at my flex, which is basically Antonio Gibson's spot. It's been that way for I don't know how long this season. So hopefully that doesn't come to bite me in the butt. So it's going to be between Gibson and J.K. Dobbins, who gets the nod now that I already played both Kittle and Dalvin Cook. So my whole thing was I was definitely worried about the Ayuk thing because he has been on fire. No Deebo Samuel, but my thing was if George Kittle can actually outplay Brandon Ayuk, that was going to be my offset there. So, I mean, I'm still feeling pretty okay about this matchup. Not as good as the other team that I made the playoffs in. So,
gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fight tooth and nail against you to get this win out. I mean, look at the probability. It's 50-50.
50-50.
Look at the projections. I know we don't really base it on projections, but that just lets you know how close it is. It's anybody's game. That's wild.
Yes, it is. It is still wide open. But you already had 3 players to play. I had 2, and I'm close enough. You know what I mean? To where I should be happy with that. I was hoping that I was going to at least get 30 points from both of these guys, and that's pretty much what they did, man.
They did. They definitely held it down. So now I'm hoping, Devontae Adams, had, recover from that hiccup last week and, torch Tennessee, which he should. Yep. I'm hoping Jonathan Taylor, and I'm sorry, man, but I'm hoping he can run wild on your Steelers defense like Giovanni Bernard did last week. That's what I'm hoping for. So nevertheless, man, good luck to you, my brother.
Oh, likewise, bro.
We have met together in mini finals before. You have been on the better end of that lately, so I need one from you.
I feel you, bro. I really do.
All right, let's get into some games. Right. So first one we have on the slate for today, Giants at Baltimore. So, I mean, we're focusing on, league winners at this point. We definitely had a few, that showed up and showed out over Friday and Saturday. Any league winners in this matchup for you?
Man, I'm going to say, let's go ahead and focus on Baltimore's run game because it's been pretty darn good with J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, considering that I believe last game, Mark Ingram was a healthy scratch. So, Jamar, it's looking like it's starting to become J.K. Dobbins' backfield as you and I projected, early in the season. I drafted this guy in our main league because I knew he was going to be that guy. And don't even ask me twice if I'm going to keep him because he will be my keeper for next year. So J.K. Dobbins has a pretty good matchup in this one. Now, granted, the Giants defense has been pretty darn good. It's definitely under the radar good. But when you mix in Dobbins with Gus Edwards, that ground game is going to be very, very potent. So And again, Lamar Jackson will be Lamar Jackson in this football game. I think he's going to be great. Mark Andrews should get his. But yeah, I see a lot of potential on that Baltimore side of the football.
Okay. And this game has real playoff implication here for both teams.
It does.
Giants need this game, but so does Baltimore. So something has to give. And basically, just to let you know, I'm basically going to ask you the same question for every matchup. We're looking for league winners at this point. That's it. There's nothing, no small talk. We going straight for the heart here.
Okay.
So next one here, Cleveland at Jets. As I just stated earlier, the wide receiver core is depleted. So who are the league winners in this matchup?
Man, you got to hurry up and, focus vision on that backfield. Nick Chubb is going to be phenomenal in this football game. Kareem Hunt can even add some RB2 flex appeal in this game if you have no other options. Anyone else on Cleveland right now, I really don't feel like we know the true potential of those tight ends. Harrison Bryant, maybe if you're in a deeper league like you're in, Jamar, with the 16-teamer. But outside of that, man, that wide receiver core is depleted. Baker Mayfield. Now, I'm still a little bit on the edge about him. I still think it's, 15-plus quarterbacks, that I would probably play. But look at the matchup. It is against the New York Jets, who actually did come to play against Jared Goff and company last week. So I would probably leave Baker Mayfield out on this one. Hopefully you have a better option.
All right, fair enough. All right, so Mike Glennon is leading the Jacksonville Jags in this matchup here. I have an idea who you may say as far as league winners, but I'm gonna let it be known, man.
Look, bro, Allen Robinson. You know how well I feel about this guy, and maybe he's on a little bit of a revenge, considering that he was once a Jacksonville Jaguar. So I look for him to find the end zone once, maybe twice in this football game. David Montgomery. Wow, what a story. I think if you guys are able to punch your ticket, this guy should be praised highly. He got that run game turned around, offensive line, strengthened up a little bit more. So those two guys are the guys that you want to play in this football game. Even Mitchell Trubisky, Jamar, in deeper leagues, I feel like he has enough here to, withstand this depleted Jacksonville Jaguar team that's obviously tanking for number 1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence, at this point. So kudos to them, because I kind of figured that they are pulling James Robinson just because of that. So
I think so. I mean, when you have the mayor of Jacksonville come out and thank the New York Jets for their win last week, I mean, you already know what they're on. So therefore, yeah, they're definitely tanking. Congratulations. If as long as you don't screw this up, you got Trevor. All right, so bear down. Hashtag bear down. So, all right. Now this one here, I feel like there's a lot of league winners in this matchup.
I would have to completely agree with you, Jamar. I'm still on the fence a little bit about Matt Ryan. And again, if you don't have a better option, go ahead and play him. 2-quarterback league, you're definitely going to play him at the QB2. Kansas City defense has been very solid against opposing quarterbacks, but luckily he has Calvin Ridley, who a lot of people think that this guy cannot get it done without Julio Jones. That has not been the case. He can get it done. Thank God I have him playing against you. And again, Kansas City defense has been very, very good. That a lot of people don't pay enough attention to it. So those two guys would be for me for Atlanta. Now, on the Kansas City side of the football, I mean, it's going to be the usual suspects. Jamar, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be Tyreek Hill, who's going to play today. It's going to be possibly the league's leader in receiving yards and Travis Kelce, the soon to be Hall of Famer, 5 1,000-yard tight end seasons. No one else has done that, which is crazy. So in that backfield, don't shut out Le'Veon Bell in his football game. The injury to Edwards-Helaire, that may push him up into being some flex consideration there, but nothing outside of that.
Facts. And then really quick, looking sharp. Thank you. And then once again, thank you for the hoodie. She was the one that got me the hoodie, man.
Nice. Yeah, it's really, really clean. It is.
It is. Thank you so much. And then she's with KC on that one. So Man. This one here. Well, Cincinnati at Houston. I guess, and by default, you're familiar with Cincinnati.
Wow, Jamar. Thank you for putting me up on the spot. Yes, my Steelers did blow that football game. And reason in part is going to be to Giovanni Bernard, who also has a great matchup. When Houston is, in the back end, one of like the worst defense at stopping the run as far as fantasy football goes, and obviously real football goes as well. So Giovanni Bernard can be a pretty good flex play with RB2 upside in this football game. But as far as anyone else up on the Cincinnati side, you would probably have to stay away from offensively. Maybe we can give some flex appeal to Tyler Ford if he is healthy. No?
Nope.
No? Okay. he says no. So up on the Houston side of the football, probably the only guys you're going to play is Brandon Cooks, as well as that amazing quarterback there and Deshaun Watson. But I can see Cincinnati actually pulling off this football game if they're stemming from that defeat over my Pittsburgh Steelers. So they got to be on cloud nine right now. Houston hasn't been playing good football as well.
Yeah, this is basically the battle of draft position here. So we're gonna see what happens. But yeah, basically, I'm rolling with the same names that you said as far as people that you're gonna possibly play today. Now, this one here is very interesting, and I'm gonna probably ask you a little bit more questions on this one. And this one is near and dear to your heart. Indianapolis at Pittsburgh. So before I ask you about the usual question as far as league winners, Jonathan Taylor against your Steelers team.
Yes.
Your Steelers looks like is still ranked number one against fantasy running backs, opposing fantasy running backs. Jonathan Taylor has been on a tear. You can consider him as far as the overall fantasy football playoff league winner category.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I'm going to say this. Temper your expectations. Again, Pittsburgh is pissed right now, and rightfully so. I think they're going to come out to play. I'm not even sure if they can actually win this football game at home. They haven't given us much to cheer about over the past 3 weeks. So I think Jonathan Taylor does enough for his owners to warrant RB2 consideration with that potential, as we all know, for RB1 status. Yes, Pittsburgh is stout against the run, but as you can see from last week, they have some hiccups there, and they are relying way too much on that defense to make plays. If that offense can get going and keep the defense fresh, then maybe. But definitely, I think he was probably the only league winner on the Colts roster at this point.
Right. So let me ask you this, and this is a question for our main league, since I'm not going to ask you any questions when I'm playing against you. All right. So I have Jonathan Taylor in my flex.
Okay.
I'm probably going to be going back and forth between him and Antonio Gibson, because I started Kamara and I got Austin Eckler. I might even flip that around. But anyway, I mean, how do you feel, Taylor or Gibson?
I would. Gibson is playing against who again?
You know what? We'll get into that.
Okay.
Matter of fact, when we get into that, then you make your suggestion on that one.
Okay, so as far as league winners for the Pittsburgh side of the football, at this point, I'm sorry, there are none. That wide receiver core has been used. No, and I'm being completely honest, bro. What you want to play a Roethlisberger in this matchup, given that he hasn't given you anything to play for? No, not at all. What you want to pick one of those wide receivers? It could be, James Washington this week. It could be Juju this week. It could be Claypool. It could be Deontay Johnson. So do you want to take a chance? Now, granted, some of those guys are fantastic flex plays. But outside of league winners, man, I don't see any. Not at this point.
I appreciate your honesty. Unfortunately, I'm all the way with you on that one.
Yep.
So, nevertheless, this game has big playoff implications all the way around. So I'm definitely tuning in. I know you are. So,
locked and loaded, bro.
All right. So this next one here, I feel like it's interesting because I feel like a lot of the fantasy value for the football team is going to depend on who's starting at quarterback.
Facts. Yep.
right now it's trending in Alex Smith, but if that terrible man, Dwayne Haskins, gets to start, yeah, I mean terrible as in, not a compliment. I mean he's terrible. Not to be confused with that bad man in Green Bay. Then I feel like it tempers expectations. But I feel like there's maybe right now 2 possible league winners in a sense for Washington.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm with you 100%. Go ahead and call them out. I'm thinking I know where you going with this one.
All right, so Antonio Gibson is one.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the plot twist on this.
Yes.
I would normally say Terry McLaurin.
Yes.
But he's not playing.
Yes.
So the only other possibility in my head for a tight end position is Logan Thomas.
Bingo. There you go, bro. And he's been great over like the course of like the past 3 games. And he has ascended himself to like one of those top tight ends that at this point you just cannot leave him up on your bench. Like, how can you with the production that he's had? He's getting like a huge ton of volume, Jamar, which you and I both love. If he's getting like the targets, he should be able to turn those into like some sort of good production for owners. But outside of those 2 guys, yeah, I would kind of steer clear from like everyone else.
And the crazy thing is, so Shefty just tweeted 7 minutes ago saying, Washington still have yet to announce who they're going to be starting at quarterback. So wow. The suspense continues. Any league winners on the Carolina side?
On the Carolina side,
that's a tough matchup.
Yes, it's a very tough matchup. Don't like Bridgewater too much in this. I think this is going to be a dogfight, in my opinion, between these both two teams. And if Alex Smith starts this football game, I think the Washington football team should be able to pull away from Carolina. No Christian McCaffrey. I think he's going to be both tough sledding for both Robbie Anderson as well as DJ Moore. So, no, man, no league winners in this one. Again, granted, both of those wide receivers has been fantastic, and I think we can give them both flex appeal at this point, Jamar. If, I would give them flex appeal, maybe wide receiver 2 consideration, but definitely nothing more than that.
Yeah, and my problem is in our main league.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have. I have definitely a lack of options here because I got DJ Moore, but I have to start him as my wide receiver 1. I don't have a choice because there's nothing. I feel like there's nothing worthwhile in our free agent pool. I got Tyler Lockett as well. We'll get into that in a bit. I mean, had I saw what Aguilar had, was coming with, maybe just maybe. But I mean, it is what it is. It's the beauty of fantasy football. So. I agree with you as far as expectations is concerned. Here, any league winners on the Chargers? Because I'm pretty sure there are none on the Broncos.
None. 0 for the Broncos. Yeah, Justin Herbert. This matchup is intriguing. Denver has been, they've shown, flashes of brilliance sometimes on the defensive side of the football, but other times they just come out like extremely flat, you know what I mean? So I think Justin Herbert has a pretty good football game in this one. It should do enough to keep that back in QB1 production going against, the hapless Denver defense. So outside of that, Keenan Allen. So definitely keep your eyes on Keenan Allen as well in this game, whether he's going to play or not. And that's going to slide right into like my next one, which is Austin Eckler. If Keenan Allen is not able to play, man, Austin Eckler gets a huge boost in this football game to just borderline RB1 territory for sure, especially in PPR leagues.
Like Austin Eckler probably has the most upside of any player playing today.
Yes.
Like we know what Austin Eckler can do. The injuries, has like kind of like made him a forgotten person, and I guess trying to get his way back. It's a little inconsistency as far as his production, but I honestly believe he has the most upside of any player in any game today that can just take you to the promised land. And I feel that.
No, I'm with you, and especially even if Keenan Allen does play, he's just a solid overall play. But let's just say that Keenan Allen is like a late scratch, and they say, hey, Keenan Allen isn't playing. I think you can just go ahead and put it up in the book, a minimum of 22 points, in my opinion, for Austin Eckler as far as PPR format is concerned.
Hey man, I can use that against LexCorp. I'm just saying. Man, so another interesting matchup as far, actually, believe it or not, people, this here has like real football implications.
It really does. NFC leads football right here at its finest. Now, on the Philly side of the football, look, I'm gonna need, and like I'm no kidding, Jamar, I'm gonna need a huge game out of Miles Sanders. Okay, and he's playing against that Dallas defense, who is just terrible. Okay, so I need him to have a minimum of 2 touchdowns in this game, in my opinion. I think he can have a very solid football game in this one, but let's go ahead and turn our attention to Jalen Hurts, who's been, man, he's been great. He has been great. I'm gonna go ahead and throw his name in that hat as well. Like you said, I look for Jalen Hurts inside the waiver wire, gone in every league. Same thing with you, gone. So he has been getting that offense going, and they look completely different with him under center as opposed to that other guy.
Man, so let me tell you. So as far as you need Miles Sanders to do what he needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he has a 60% chance of actually getting that done between the Dallas defense being Swiss cheese against the run and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has unlocked Miles Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact that he creates like the dual threat factor, it frees up running lanes for Miles Sanders. The read option in Philly is their bread and butter to success. If they don't run that, and they don't run that with a dual threat or anything like that, it doesn't pan out, in my opinion. But since Jalen Hurts has been starting, Miles Sanders has been unlocked. So I can definitely see Miles Sanders have a phenomenal game against Dallas. Just want to throw that out there.
All right. So the question I have for you, Jamar, because on the Dallas roster right now, the way how their offense is going, I don't see any league winners on that team. Anybody that you can feel very, very solid on right now. So outside of Amari Cooper, do you feel like anyone else can make some sort of like production in this football game?
All right. So since Ezekiel Elliott is expected to play, it kind of just like cripples
Tony Pollard. Mm-hmm.
If Ezekiel wasn't playing, then it'd have been Tony Pollard for sure. Because Tony Pollard, the receiving aspect of his game gives you so much value. His floor becomes so much higher. So now with Ezekiel Elliott in the fold, it cripples that. It basically just saturated that backfield today. So, I mean, flex play at best for either one of them, in my opinion.
No, dude. I'm with you 100%. And I think this is a game that Philly should be able to go into Dallas and win with Jalen Hurts under center. Now, granted, so let's go ahead and move back to like the Philly side real quick. Right. How do you feel about the tight end and Dallas Goedert in this football game?
I mean, I feel like he can get his, especially with Jalen Hurts playing now. But I feel like there's also other tight ends today that can definitely probably have a higher ceiling.
Okay.
So, I mean, I feel like he's on that fringe line. So I guess depends on, what you got, what your situation is, who's available. I mean, he's probably definitely worth a start if needed.
No. I'm with you 100%, bro. Considering like I got like a question about it like yesterday, like one of my guys asked me. I'm like, well, tight end is such a very thin position. So Dallas Goedert has been fairly productive, man. And again, I think with Jalen Hurts, it gives him like a different like aspect. I think, like you said earlier, bro, it boosts everyone's value around, on that Philly offense. So, but again, outside of those guys, I probably wouldn't bank on anyone. And it's quite a shame that that Zach Ertz has been forgotten like name, considering how great he's been in years past.
My gosh, like 2 years ago, we wouldn't be having this discussion.
Not at all. He'd be an automatic start. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
And he wasn't even TD dependent either.
No, he was great. I mean, he set the single seat. No, George Kittle set that. Wait, no, it was broken by Kittle. So yeah. So but no, he was like phenomenal, man. And I think this will be the last time in which we see him in a Philly jersey. Dallas Goedert has been that good. They can be able to keep him for cheaper. So
Oh yeah, facts. So nevertheless, this game has playoff implications.
it really
So
does.
I might just take a peek. Just might. All right. So the game I'm definitely looking at from a football standpoint and fantasy standpoint.
Oh yes, indeed.
Man, where do we start, man? Matter of fact, league winners. We just want to get that out the way. Who are league winners in this matchup?
Whew. Man, okay. Considering that Seattle's secondary is so bad, let's go ahead and insert both those wide receivers in Cooper Kupp as well as Robert Woods there. Both of those guys can be solid plays today, which means that Jared Goff can actually be a solid start again. And especially inside of dual quarterback leagues like where we're in, Jamar, he should get a nod today. And I think that he should, finish somewhere around that top 15 QB like range in this football game. So no Cam Akers in this football game, right? So that means that backfield is back in disarray. So stay away from that up on that side. So moving to the Seattle side. So you gotta play DK Metcalf. You gotta play Russell Wilson. And unfortunately, you gotta play Tyler Lockett on this because you don't want to have that guy up on your bench and he goes off for 30 again. This is going to be a tight one considering that we're going to get that Ramsey and DK Metcalf matchup. So Tyler Lockett can be pretty effective in this one.
All right. So here's my thing I want to highlight.
Mm-hmm.
So when they first played back in week 10, every one of those names, unfortunately, they all struggled. They all didn't live up to expectations.
Yes.
Cooper Kupp, 5 catches for 50 yards. Robert Woods, 5 catches for 33 yards. DK Metcalf, I believe, if I remember this, 2 catches for 28 yards.
Yes.
Tyler Lockett, I think he had 5 catches for 60 yards. Russell Wilson had 2 picks. Jared Goff, he had 300 yards. We ain't throwing any touchdowns. So, and I think all that is predicated because of the fact that they're divisional opponents and they know each other and they scrap and they dogfight.
Yep.
So I can assure that there's a lot of people that's concerned about that, even though the matchups can be juicy, especially for the loss, for the the Rams side. But it's like, and they're going into Seattle, so I'm gonna ask you again, like, is there anybody you feel really comfortable playing? With all that being said, I'm just trying to just calm anybody down that's having any second thoughts about this game because it's tough.
No, it is tough. And even if you want to look down to like the deeper, okay, so basically if you got DK Metcalf on your roster, how can you sit him? Like how? I'm gonna ask you that, Jamar. Considering there may be better options. There may be like Nelson Agholor. How many people would bench DK Metcalf to play Nelson Agholor, even though Agholor went off? You know what I mean? So it's also that factor, knowing that these guys have been great for so long. Like, how can you sit them? So I think that one is I think it's pretty tough. I think it'll be pretty tough for me. I don't own too many of these players up on both teams. I do own Chris Carson, in which I am playing him, even though the Rams have been pretty good against the run. I still have to play him. So.
I got you. And I will say this, just to piggyback what you just said. DK Metcalf is ranked 5th as far as wide receivers right now. Tyler Lockett is ranked 13th. So I'm playing Tyler Lockett in our main league, and I feel like he probably has a better chance. He probably has a higher ceiling today versus Metcalf because of the shadow there. So, but the Rams are ranked number 1 against opposing fantasy wide receivers. So, yeah, I guess you got to take it with a grain of salt. I am. I just got to roll with the punches on this one and just hope, they just give me double-digit points at this point. Just give me double-digit. I just need it. Just give me double.
And that's all I was getting at, bro, is consider tempering your expectations on all skill players in this football game.
Yeah, so nevertheless, I'm gonna be glued to that one. And another game I'm gonna be glued to. Tennessee at Green Bay. I feel like there are league winners, a plethora of league winners in this matchup.
Nah, I'm with you, bro. We're gonna go with the usual suspects up on like Green Bay side of the football. We're gonna go with that bad man and Aaron Rodgers. We're gonna go with the fantastic wide receiver and Devontae Adams, and we can even take a peek in the backfield and go ahead and pluck out Aaron Jones in this football game. So, on the Tennessee side of the football, all right. So, in my opinion, come on now, Derrick Henry, like that, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This guy, play him. AJ Brown, you have to play him. I'm gonna say this, and I might get crushed about it, but even Corey Davis has some sort of appeal in this game. I believe he should be a minimum of a flex play. I know that Green Bay is pretty solid against wide receivers, so that may open things up if AJ Brown is on lock. Tight end there, no. And Ryan Tannehill, 2 quarterback leagues, I can consider giving him an eye. He's been great over the past 3 weeks as well. So,
I mean, he's the 8th best fantasy quarterback here. Mm-hmm. Last week he put up 37 points. The week before 16. The week before 27. So it's like he's definitely, and he's thrown 8 touchdowns in that span with 1 interception. So he's definitely been solid. He's definitely led the way for your fantasy team.
Yeah.
To get to this point, if you're here. No, I'm all the way with you. I feel like this is going to be a very, very surgical game here.
No, I'm with you. And this is one of my favorite games here, bro. If I get a chance to sit down and watch this one, I will.
Yeah. If Tennessee loses this game, they can be in some trouble as far as playoff. And that's crazy because they got 10 wins right now. And then that's the Sunday night game, by the way. Monday. Buffalo at New England. I can only think of 2 league winners, but go ahead and confirm that for me.
No, man, you are absolutely right. None on the New England side of the football. It's too wishy-washy. And on the Buffalo side, you got Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen and those 2 guys. So, now, granted, again, I myself had actually benched Josh Allen in favor of Kyler Murray in this football game, considering that New England is so good against opposing quarterbacks, and this will be a divisional matchup. And I think it's going to be a little bit closer than what we expect. A lot of people expect for Buffalo to run away with this football game. I don't think so, Jamar. I think it'll be a little bit closer. Buffalo still should have enough firepower in order to, withstand New England's defense. But again, I'm still tempering my expectations with Josh Allen. You have to play him. No matter what, Stephon Diggs has been phenomenal, top wide receiver in the league. He's been the addition that they needed to get themselves over that hump. Buffalo is playing great football, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm all the way with you 100%. Division game might make it a little bit more tougher here. Mm-hmm. Bill Belichick is, I can't say enough about the guy as far as game prep is concerned. So yeah. So yeah, this is it, man. Championship Sunday. It's basically, I feel like the same formula, as in, you don't overthink. You play the guys that got you there, basically, and then the ones that is up in the air. Honestly, I just feel like just don't second guess yourself. Just go with your gut instinct, man. That's normally how you can be successful. Believe it or not, it's been 16 weeks. These guys have basically given you enough evidence here for you to be confident in who you picking here.
So, ditto, bro. So I feel the same exact way. It's a lot of nerves. There's going to be a lot of jitters. today, knowing that things are on the line, whether you're playing for money, whether you're playing for respect, whether you're playing for bragging rights, whatever the case may be. Good luck to everybody out there, man. And again, Jamar, good luck to you. Good luck, man. Good luck to myself, because in that one league, man, I'm gonna need it. I'm not gonna lie. So hopefully some of my guys can come to play to offset the guys that has already done well. So
Indeed, definitely good luck to you, my brother. I'm just glad we're in another finals together. Man, but I tell you, I want to win all 4 of these so bad. This will be my greatest feat thus far in my fantasy career, if I can get 4 in one season.
No. It's definitely doable. I think the most I won out of like 5 leagues was 3 1 year. One I repeated back to back. So that was like really, really special to me. And so yeah, it's man, this is it, like you said, and I would be lying to say if I wasn't nervous. To me, it's all about the bragging rights. For me, I have a reputation to maintain. I want to keep that reputation intact. So it's money aside, trophies aside, all the other stuff aside. I want to win as well.
Yeah, I'm with you as far as the reputation. Like, this is what we're known for, man.
Yep.
So, year after year, we get it done. So we're gonna have to get it done. Matter of fact, I feel like, at the end of each year, we compare to see how much we win. We show off our trophy cases every year. So definitely looking to add some this year for sure, make up for last year.
Definitely hardest year for me last year. Not winning one. I think it was like the first time in like maybe like 5 years that I didn't win one out of the 5 leagues that I'm known to play in. So it's I'm excited as well as nervous today, bro. And like you can tell like that I am. I wish it was 12 o'clock right now so we can just like get this over with.
I know, man.
But unfortunately, I'm playing in the both leagues that I'm in. I'm gonna have to wait all the way until that Sunday night game is over with, because you own Devontae Adams and as well as like the other guy. So I'm definitely gonna have to be sweating all the way up until. Thank God I don't have to be sweating until Monday. But
man, come on, man. I'm in a couple leagues. I am sweating until Monday. But if I have a sizable lead by Monday, then you can go to bed peacefully.
Right.
So yeah, man. Just a quick rundown of just my matchups one more time. So in the main league against LexCorp, shout out to Alex, man. This dude was mad about my Kamara status. But I told him, like, hey, you have Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. I ain't trying to hear it. So he can still, and they got good matchups too. He can get right back in this thing.
Yes.
Come on, phone.
I mean, they could basically. I mean, he could like 30 piece you with both of those guys a piece. Like they could easily put up 30 fantasy points.
Man. And then I'll be looking really goofy by the end of all of this. But yeah, he can definitely do that. So I'm up 79-9 against him. I got Josh Allen, Eckler, DJ Moore, Lockett, Jonathan Taylor, the Colts defense, and Bass, the kicker, to go. He has Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, David Johnson, Stephon Diggs, DK Metcalf, Travis Kelce, Robbie Anderson to go. So he's not out of it yet, in my opinion. My work league, and that's the one that I was telling you about, the COVID special with the payout in that one.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm up 68.4-0. I have Mahomes, Robinson, Mark Andrews, and the football team's defense to go. He still got his full lineup, which consists of Herbert, Dobbins, right now Tony Pollard, Tyreek Hill, Corey Davis, Logan Thomas, Curtis Samuel, Buffalo, and Justin Tucker.
Not terrible.
Not at all. The 16-team league, I'm down 14-46. I'm still projected to win, but I have Herbert, Ridley, Cooks, Chubb, David Johnson, Travis Kelce, Blankenship, and the football team's defense to go. He has Russell Wilson, Allen Robinson, Daryl Henderson, Giovanni Bernard, Harrison Butker, and the Texans defense to go. So, and then lastly, the league with you that we're facing off. Repeat this one more time for the people in the back. Wait for it. All right, so I'm up 47.52 to 29.7 against you. I have David Johnson, Jonathan Taylor, Devontae Adams, Tunyon, the Browns defense, and the kicker Bass from Buffalo to go. You have Josh Allen, J.K. Dobbins, Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, Mark Andrews, the football team defense, and Younghoe Koo to go. So, oh man. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a dogfight here.
Yeah, so I gotta tip my hat to you, man. You've been on the cusp of this thing, and to be able to have a chance to go ahead and pull out 4 or 5, that is not a easy feat. Considering that I know the guys that we're playing in these multiple leagues with, and these are real football guys, man. Like a bunch of these guys really know football, so you're not playing against like just a bunch of work scrubs that just want to throw their money around. So you're playing against real football guys. So shout out to you. That is impressive, and hopefully you can keep it going. But in the main league, just know I will be back, and I'm ready for that already, bro. So,
yeah, I already know. Are you in the finals in the bracket?
I am. I'm actually in the finals in that consolation bracket, but it's not looking too good for me right now. So I'm trying to do everything I can to go ahead and lock up where I want to pick. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, man. In closing, I would like to say good luck to everyone. Good luck to you, Jamar. Good luck to everyone watching. And again, we appreciate everyone from rocking with us with Destination Fantasy. It's been a great year. It's been a plus year for myself and my brother Jamar Goodman here. We enjoy doing this thing day in and day out. Definitely gives us something to look forward to at the end or the start of the week, depending on however you wanna look at it. So again, huge shout out to everyone. So supporting the brand, supporting the movement, supporting what we got going on. It's nothing but positivity this way, and we've received nothing but positivity. So huge thank you to all of you out there.
Well said, my brother. And I'm gonna just piggyback on that. So yeah, once again, good luck to you. Good luck to everybody out there. I mean, we know the feels of Championship Sunday. We've been doing this for quite some time. It's going to be a level of anxiety through the roof. Man, you're going to be feeling very emotional throughout the whole day.
Yep.
The wins, the losses, the games. It's part of the beauty of fantasy football, man. So good luck to everybody in Championship Sunday. Just so you know, just so the people know, we'll be back next week and the week after. Matter of fact, we're going to be here during the off season. You know why? Because we want to continue to give you content. There are plenty of things to talk about that's relevant. We're just not going to be on here babbling, just making up some stuff. No, we're going to be around. So, after this, next week, there's still some people that's playing Championship Sunday next week. So we're going to get into that. During the NFL playoffs, we're going to, for anything for DFS purposes, we're going to do that also. We're going to probably hand out our own personal, awards, just basically reviewing this year. Then after that, probably get into the combine that's coming up later on, any off-season moves, basically just start working on rankings and stuff, just get you ready for next year. So just letting you know, we will be here. And if you want to find us, hey, we're on Facebook right now, going live. We're on YouTube. Both of those, hit the notification bell and follow us. We're actually live on Periscope, which is on Twitter right now. And as far as just podcast platforms, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on Google. We are also on Pandora. We will be on Amazon Audible here soon. We're on a lot of platforms, a lot. So definitely please follow us wherever you get your podcast from. Check out our website, the destinationfantasy.com. We have apparel. We do. And be on the lookout for more and more things to come. So definitely we appreciate all the support. All of it. All of it has been a great year.
Fantastic.
Man, we just started this podcast thing back in August. We didn't know where it's gonna take us. We didn't know it's gonna be this far along the curve, but that's predicated to everybody out there that's, giving us support. So we thank you all.
Yes, sir.
All right. So with all that being said, one more time, good luck.
Good luck, everybody.
You got this. And if you need any advice between now and kickoff, you can find us on all social media platforms. So we're there for you. All right. For my brother Deshaun, I'm Jamar Goodman. Peace out. Good luck. And I'm going to have the most anxiety in the world.